The Labour leader sparked fury after failing to immediately condemn Russia over the poisoning of Mr Skripal and his daughter. The Kremlin denies involvement in the nerve agent attack, but the British government says Russia was behind the poisoning. Mr Corbyn later demanded Russia receive a sample of the Salisbury attack poison and has said he would still do business with Vladimir Putin despite all fingers pointing towards Russia being responsible for the Salisbury spy incident. In an interview with Express.co.uk, Anthony Glees said the Labour leader faces two gargantuan problems that stem from alleged meetings in 1986 and 1987 with a communist spy that mean he is unable to speak with authority about the Salisbury attack. Professor Glees said Corbyn has two big problems about speaking with authority on this matter, really big problems. The first really big problem is that in 1986 and 1987, on 4 occasions he met with a communist and intelligence officer without realizing it, so he says his second problem is the result of the first problem. He is not trusted by our secret agencies with top secret intelligence about this matter. He is not trusted. He wasn't shown it in the real world of political decision-making and political judgment and an understanding of the importance of intelligence. Corbyn has failed 3 times already over this, and I'm not surprised British people do not want to be shoved around by Russian thugs. Getty. University of Buckingham. Mr Glees questioned Corbyn's fitness to be Prime Minister. Professor Glees urged Mr Corbyn to explain himself over the alleged meetings. He said, so his excuse for meeting this thug over a period of a year with 4 or 5 conversations, he's reluctantly admitted to 1 cup of tea. But we know that 4 to 5 meetings are recorded and recorded in the files, and that's the really important point. All experts agree that what is in the files is accurate. It had to be accurate because the security agencies were judged by the accuracy of what was in the files by the governments, and there is no instance of a secret intelligence file from any secret agencies containing lies, so Corbyn hasn't fully owned up or explained what he was doing, but the implication is that he did not realize that the person he was speaking to is an intelligence officer, and the politics professor questioned if Mr Corbyn can be trusted. Getty. Politics professor questioned whether Corbyn can be trusted by anybody. Mr Glees said, knowing how our secret agencies work, which is all on the basis of trust, if Corbyn has no feel for what is intelligence and secret activity as he didn't have in 1986 and 1987, and he won't own up to his error, how can he be trusted today in 2018, bearing in mind that he himself says he hasn't changed fundamental positions? The professor said Mr Corbyn's next serious mistake stemmed from his decision to talk about dodgy dossiers during a time the government had to respond to a devastating attack on British soil. Professor Glees said, Corbyn made a very serious mistake too, in my opinion, in talking about dodgy dossiers and weapons of mass destruction, again suggesting to me that he doesn't properly understand what's going on. Getty. Anthony Glees explained that the Labour leader faces 2 gargantuan problems. The issue over weapons of mass destruction in Iraq was looking for weapons of mass destruction which everybody knew that Saddam Hussein had, but they were unsure whether he continued to have them. The intelligence agency made the call that he continued to have them, and that was wrong. They were searching for them. In the case of Salisbury, they weren't searching for them because they're being used. Mr Glees then dealt the final blow to the opposition leader by questioning his fitness to be Prime Minister based on the high levels of distrust between himself and national security agencies. The professor said, I can't see how you can have a Prime Minister of this country who our secret agencies clearly feel is not to be trusted with top secret intelligence. How can he be Prime Minister? Because as we have seen, this is all about that which is most secret and sensitive that our leaders need to have in order to carry out the first duty to the British people, which, as I say, is to keep them safe and to keep British soil safe. Express.co.uk has contacted the Labour Party for comment.